All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:32. It is December 9th, Monday. Hopefully everyone's feeling all right and had a decent weekend and getting ready for the week. Um, we have what do we have this week? We have the CPI on Wednesday and the PPI, and right now I think Fed expectations are still for a quarter basis rate cut. So we'll see how that goes. Jobs reports behind us. And we got a lot of stuff going on this morning. Futures are down like 4 handles, 5 handles. Crypto's under a little pressure. So I think the next day or two will be a little important for the next potential move in Bitcoin, whether that excitement that was sold is a short-term top or do we rebuild and keep some momentum? I'm not so sure. So we'll see. I think there was a little disappointment that Coin or Mista wasn't added to the S&P 500. It was Workday and APO. So a little bit of everything. So we got to figure out how we're going to manage our bit of our portfolio approach. If you look here at the chart of the S&P cash, what do? We hit a high of 699, and the 8 days down here, and this was your last pivot. We've been above the 8 day. It's been a great active sequence, and I think a lot of people have been making some decent money, which is good, right? You want to get paid for your hard work. Mega Cap Tech went absolutely ballistic last week. We focused pretty well as a team on the Mag 7. If you remember this FNGU, we put this up here last week. When it was ready to break out above 510, and what a move. If the ETF could do this, obviously we know what the different stocks did, and we're doing. It was something just happened with NVIDIA. So as I sit here, NVIDIA just came in another 260. Which was a little weaker anyway. I have some options coming into today, and wow, we'll see what happens here with NVIDIA. But anyway, let's stay focused. If things do trade real time, it is 6:34 in the morning. So this was really where the action was last week. We focused on a lot of great things. Amazon, what a move. Mentioned 202-ish was a spot to get long and figure it out. We rolled up a lot of calls. Gave you a move above all-time highs, just like that. This was your spot after it retested this 200 area. That was awesome. Then you have Meta. Meta was awesome. Really, really nice trade. Meta took out this 578, took out 603. Two big action areas. Went as high as 629 after a little inside action. Can't be upset about that. So Meta was awesome. Apple was awesome. Apple, we talked about getting above 230. Then 237 was a major pivot. Went to 244. This actually is going sideways. This might give us another setup, but we'll see. Can't even say how much Tesla's been great. We came in here last week. I'm like, as long as we hold 348-ish, you could be long versus there, and then add if it gets above 360, 361. Went as high as 389.45. That's a nice move. 389.45. So much money to be made in Tesla. I feel like I came up with a pretty good way for everybody to buy. Pre-election, we went with options, and then post-election, you had this area, and here you go. Even Chase is an Apple, and Tesla. I'm not really doing much with Google or Microsoft. Doesn't mean you can't. Microsoft, it's kind of a laggard here, but did reclaim all the moving averages, so not so bad. And then we'll see what this week brings. Sometimes this week is a little bit quiet, and you pull in a little bit, and then everybody starts talking about the Santa Claus rally. Like I said before, crypto's a little vulnerable, I think, but we'll see. You had this, quick, this real big move that we've been talking about since October 11th. We went over the turkey trial with a little picture of the turkey, and wound up having a big move to 59.16. They sold to strength. Remember, we were above 104,000 and kind of held in here. So we'll see. Does IBIT hold 55.70 today? I think that's pretty important. Wow, NVIDIA's really getting hit. What'd they do? China opens investigation into NVIDIA. All right. Well, we kind of knew that, but we'll see. So anyway, let's go to IBIT first. IBIT is right here. Down at $1.85, 55.95. So really, right here is important. If all of a sudden it gets below here, then it could start shaking it up a little bit instead of having such a methodical move to the upside. It could get a little bit more violent. So this will be an easy spot. If all of a sudden we hold here today and you could buy IBIT, that wouldn't be so bad. But if this were to break and the 8-day breaks, there's some, it can get a little sloppy. There's a difference between methodical and momentum and a difference between sloppy. I will say, just so everyone knows, I'm not going to the comments because I don't want to really, I don't really want to talk about cadence. Anyway, so that's there. I do have some coin options on still. It wasn't added to the S&P. I didn't take coin stock because, again, who knew? But it was looking pretty good. I would think, coin, it would be important. Does coin hold 315? So it's kind of similar to your IBIT. Does it give you a buyable dip into the 8-day, or is it going to shake the tree a little bit more? So coin, that level is right, is 335. It's way above that. So that doesn't look so bad. Let's see, Palantir. Wow, that's up with Tesla. Look at that move. I got to give it to some of my guys on the Alpha team. They've made a lot of money in Palantir. I haven't been riding it as much as I probably could have, but what we say, can't kiss all the babies or the women. But it's giving you no reason to short it. If you're short Palantir, you're breaking every rule in the book. It's above the 8-day. There's momentum. It leads. It's everything there is. What am I going to focus on this year? Well, I come in with a lot of stuff. So if you remember, I was buying the FXI into this, for the January effect. I said January 17, I'm buying. Went over this, the options. So went over buying. What did we buy? We bought the IBI, the FXI 29.85s for January 17th. FXI 30.85s. CHAU. There was so much option guys going off on that, and I bought a ton of Tiger calls. So I have like 5 different ways to be in China, so that'll be good. I'm still in Tesla, which is working. I'm still in some Meta. I actually just sold my NVIDIA. I didn't have a whole lot on it, but I just sold it down 250. I'll revisit. It's down 3, so maybe there'll be a better spot. I did buy some 145 calls into the move lower on Friday, but again, can't beat everything that's working. But we're in TCJ, we're in some Dash, some of the little ones, so trying to manage everything. China ripping. That's cool. Yes, it is. Anyway, I think a lot of people are close at the highs of the year on Friday, and above their high watermark. I know I did. It's been one of those years where it feels like we should all be making so much more money, but there were some predatory times that weren't easy, But anyway, so have some gratitude for being back where you are, and if you're not, then figure out how you can get there. SPYs right now, not down much at all, but again, you got to be a little careful because we are extended. Whenever you're this extended from the 8-day, that we could be a little vulnerable. So don't have like a false sense of security, especially when some things are getting a little, little whippy. Bitcoin's getting a little whippy. China's getting, not China, NVIDIA. Some people like Red Dog YU and Rumble had a really nice candle. We've been playing it here and there. If you remember, I came out, there was a huge call sweeper in Rumble, and we started buying options in it, and it's had a nice move. I still think that if you go to the weekly chart of Rumble, it can get to 9, and I think at some point within the next, maybe through January, I don't see why this thing can't be 11 and change. Looks really good on the weekly. Somebody asked me about Dash. I still think Dash looks awesome. Dash, we've been in Dash for a while. It's been trending really well. This is the weekly. I would think 188 or more. At some point next year, I do think we're going to be back at 250 on Dash. So, play it the way you want to. On the daily chart, you can see it a little, it's holding here. Some people are like, Red Dog, Dash is getting faulty. I'm like, it's not really getting faulty. It's just, it's can't make a new high every week. So Maybe this week gets above 181. It's still hovering around the 8-day, so Dash looks pretty good. It's been above the 21-day literally since we've been playing it. And right here, since September, it hasn't given you a gut check. So don't get a little, don't get a little spoiled. We all get spoiled in life, don't we? We all sometimes, don't appreciate things until they're taken away. In one of my videos this morning, they said, do you appreciate your fingers and toes? Well, not until you lose a finger, do you really love the other 9, right? But yeah. So it's December 9th. We see what goes on this week. There's still a lot of nice rotation out there. And we'll see where the money flows, and we'll see what happens here with these semis today. I know AMD's been, there hasn't been any good semis besides NVIDIA. And even if you look at NVIDIA, NVIDIA has been lagging. We just made a new high in the market last week, and basically this was your high post earnings. I remember we had a decent trade in here, but it hasn't been the place to be. That hasn't been where the action is. It's been pretty lethargic. It's been a great place to be for years, but really last week it was Amazon, it was Meta, it was Tesla, it was all the Mag 7 names, while semis have been kind of on the side. So again, we'll see two things. So let's go back to NVIDIA. NVIDIA is down 330. So let's put this up here. This low is what? This is 140. It's below that. Here's your 50-day. Where's the 50 days? Right here. So the 50 days like 137-ish. So, we'll see if that holds. If it doesn't hold, all right, then we'll see if NVIDIA becomes a headwind. When it's not a headwind, like it wasn't a headwind last week, the other things were able to rally. But when NVIDIA or some key stocks start to turn into a headwind, then I feel like other people are like, hey, let me take a little risk down elsewhere just in case, So again, NVIDIA and IBIT are the ones that are going to starting under pressure here. IBIT is down 339. So again, this is a pretty important spot. Does it hold 55.70? Sometimes it'll break below it. That's what crypto likes to do. It likes to stop people out, steal their stock, and then come back above. So we'll see if that's the case. But if it were to get below this and stay below it, then it could really do a lot of things. So don't be too big and don't have a false sense of security there. China regularly opens this up. All right. I think I don't think it's new news. But anyway, what's the FXI doing? Let's see. FXI is up $1.90. What's Tiger doing? I thought it was above 7 before. Hey, it's not so bad. This will be good for the options. And it's really it, guys. My my spirit's a little damaged, but I'll be good. Thank you for all of you who supported. Who know the importance of cadence to our family. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.